Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 339 on my countdown to retirement. So today, I finally pulled the trigger and purchased the IMG iTravel Insured Travel Essential trip cancellation, trip interruption insurance, which will cover $12,000 in uh, trip cancellation coverage and $15,000 in trip interruption coverage. It doesn't cover any medical. It doesn't cover, um, you know, any other options, lost luggage or any kind of other kind of damage. I wasn't interested in that functionality. I mean, it's just not enough money for those things to justify the increased cost to me of the insurance. I mean, I wanted to just basically protect my non-refundable costs and do so at the lowest possible cost that I could, and get, um, you know, a medical uh, pre-existing condition waiver as part of the policy. So this policy, I downloaded the certificates, I read the policy. So long as I pay, which I already did, within 21 days of my first deposit towards the trip for non-refundable items, as long as I'm within the 21-day specialty time period, and I'm healthy and there's no issue with me traveling at this point, then, or my wife, then the pre-existing condition clause, which is a 180-day look back period, is waived. So um, that's good. So I'm good with that. I decided we're going to go forward with the Geo Blue Tracker Choice for medical coverage, which gives me the Schengen travel visa medical coverage that I need when you're traveling in Iceland, Norway, Belgium, or the Netherlands. You don't need it for the UK, but you do need it for those other places. Um, it's kind of interesting that to go to the EU, you have to prove that you have medical insurance because, they're not going to let you leverage their healthcare system without it. But you could come to the U.S., and not have to have any. It just seems kind of out of balance. But, not to be political, it's just a surprising thing for me. Anyway, and then I'm also going to do MedJet's medical transfer subscription. Both of those I'm not going to sign up for until April 1st. So since I don't have to make the final payment for the cruise until April 5th, I'm going to do it the 1st of April. Both of those are year policies, so I wanted to extend it, as far as possible. Technically I could wait until August 1st and do it, so I'd get August to August or August to July 31st. But I don't want to take a chance when I go to complete the cruise contract documents that I can't provide them with whatever information they may need to prove that I've got the medical coverage, that I've got the UK ETA visa pass through authorizations, because I did get an email from the cruise line today that I actually have to print off the authorization documents I got back from the UK government and bring that with me. If I don't have that in hand when I get ready to board the cruise ship, they will not allow me to board. So, I have both of those, so that's good. And then I also started researching specifically the excursions I'm looking to do while we're in Iceland, and then I'll go back and look in Norway and Belgium and Amsterdam. But I'm looking to do the Godafoss Waterfall and Akureyri Botanical Garden, and possibly the Laufas Heritage Site when we're in Akureyri. And I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. And then I'm looking to do the Dynjandi Waterfall, which is a 3.5 hour tour when we're in, and I know I'm pronouncing this wrong, Isafjord. And then finally, I'm looking to do the Hallgrimskirkja, which I know I'm also pronouncing wrong, church, and possibly the Golden Circle when we go to Reykjavik. So those are the things that I was able to work through today in between my normal job and now. And actually, as part of my normal job, I had a meeting today with my boss, found out that my company is going to be doing a layoff on Friday, so the end of January, for a group of people. I'm not going to be affected by that, but I did get warned that because my boss knows that I'm going to be leaving or retiring at the end of the year. He told me that the likelihood of me being able to make it till then is probably low, and that we would be having multiple rounds of layoff, probably one set every quarter as we go through the year. So one set at the end of January, one set kind of like end of April, 1st of May, and then, one in the summer, basically to ensure that the company hits the numbers that they've committed to um, to the hedge fund that owns our company. So to make sure that happens. Um, and so for me, if I make it to, um, well, really, as long as I make it past this one, I can leverage Cobra for health insurance to make it till Medicare. But it would be better, the longer it goes, going to be less money for me to have to lay out at the high price point of Cobra. And while I haven't confirmed this, I did watch Trump sign an executive order on day one that removed all of the special enhancements that were done to the Affordable Care Act that let you sign up if you have a change in status during the year. So if you got laid off, or, you know, you had, some other issue, you retired, whatever, you would be able to then go to the Affordable Care Act marketplace and select a plan, still be able to potentially get credits based on what your income was. My understanding, without having read the executive order, was that when he signed that, it removed all that flexibility, and now you can only sign up for the ACA at the end of the year for it to start in January of the following year. I don't know if that's accurate. It's something I'll have to look into if, in fact, I get caught up in a round of layoffs going forward. But at least I know that since Cobra you can get guaranteed for 18 months, I at least have a way of getting healthcare insurance, even if it's ridiculously expensive, to bridge until I go on Medicare. So that was an interesting update I got from my employer today. But it is what it is, and we're in times where, as they say, the economy is good if you have a job, and people keep spending, everything's fine. It's when that doesn't happen, and again, I happen to be in the broadcast media space, and so as all of you know, because I'm sure you've seen where all these different anchors for all the different news outlets are not renewing contracts, or they're being let go, or they're consolidating, whether that's Nora O'Donnell, or it was Chris. Um, oh my God, I want to say. I know I'm going to get this wrong. Anyway, there's a number of anchors, whether it was on CNN or MSNBC um, or Fox or whatever, that as well as local stations, where they're not renewing people's contracts and they're consolidating things. And as an example, I know that Byron Allen's company, which owns the Weather Channel and a number of local stations, um, all of their meteorologists are being let go, and they're going to use a central hub and send out all of the weather reports with a single person or two that does all of the weather regardless of the local region that he owns the station in. So if you're in, I'm making this up, if you're in Indianapolis, you're still going to get your local weather from somebody in Atlanta that's doing it, and they're just localizing it behind the scenes. So anyway, it's what's happening in the space I'm in. So as streaming hurts the linear TV business, there's more and more consolidation at companies like CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, etc. And so because of that, they're looking to lower their costs, which then all of their suppliers, of which I'm one, have to figure out a way to make ourselves more cost effective. And, we've already leveraged technology in all the possible ways that we can. So for us, the only way to get costs down for them is through a reduction in labor force, and hopefully, that less people still doing the same amount of work and hopefully providing the same service levels, which is highly unlikely, but that's what they're looking for, is the same service or better at a lower price point. It's not likely that that's going to happen, but that's the way that the industry is moving, and it is what it is. So anyway, that's my sad story for today. Again, that's where I ended up at least pulling the trigger finally on the travel insurance. So I'm happy that I got that done, and then I'll work through the remaining activities that I need to do, over the next several days. But I at least wanted to give you guys an update on that, and then I'll probably change topics to talk about something else as we go forward for the remainder of the week. If you have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comment section down below, or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.